They say real art in Melbourne won't necessarily be found at the National Gallery, but rather right here amongst us in our streets. They also say that art is in the eye of the beholder. So, would you rate this as graffiti or street art? Well, we're about to find out. I'm here with Doyle at the Blender Studios. Now, Doyle's been actively involved with the Melbourne street movement since its beginning, so thank you very much, Doyle, for having us here today.
Yeah, no problems, Adriana.
I guess I just want to start off firstly by finding out a little bit more about your background and, you know, how you got to Blender.
Well, I grew up in Frankston, and I was like, you know, always doing graffiti and stuff like that. And as I got older, I sort of started doing lots of paintings. And so eventually I went off to art school and, you know, and stopped painting on the streets somewhat. And then in about, 2000, I finished art school, and it just naturally happened that I started doing lots of graffiti and stuff, mainly stencils in them days. There was a lot of political stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between graphing, I guess, graphers, taggers and writers? Is there a difference?
Well, graphing's just whenever you go out, it's just a term for doing anything that's kind of graffiti.
Okay.
Writers, well, writers is more of a term that describes the crews.
Oh, okay.
You know, so there are a bunch of writers, you know.
Oh, okay,
where do them writers come from? Oh, them from Southside, you know.
Sure.
With the actual graffiti, you have pieces, which is the ones that are done on trains that are really beautiful, and they're more like calligraphy as well, but they're really colourful and beautiful. Then you have characters, which is anything that's representative. Then you have throw-ups, which are the really quick sort of bubble letters that you get. People don't like them so much.
Yeah.
They're kind of considered tagging.
Yeah, okay.
And then obviously you have tagging, and then you have paste-ups, where people do stuff on paper and paste it up with wheat paste. What graffiti does is it's not a gateway to bad things. It's actually a gateway to art. Yeah. You know, a lot of street artists now are doing some of the amazing exhibitions in some of the most contemporary and commercial galleries in Melbourne. Yeah. For me, street art is clearly the biggest art movement in Australia since the Aboriginal art movement 35 years ago, and like it or hate it, it's here to stay in some way. It's penetrated all aspects of Australian culture. Media, advertising. I was looking on a magazine the other day and they've put out kitchen and bathroom tiles in a street art style.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Napier Crew and just sort of your involvement with them.
A lot of kids that are, active in doing illicit activities tend to get sent my way. And what I'm lucky enough to have a studio that I run, and we give these guys a safe place to paint, you know, and then we go out onto the streets and we do big murals. So we have an older crew and a younger crew. The older crew is called Napier Crew. And they're becoming really famous. They're, out there doing some really awesome stuff. And they started out, at 14 or 15 as young guys at the Napier, and now are some of the best graphers in town, and they now mentor the younger guys, which has been fantastic. Street art's sort of, I think it comes from a place where a lot of people don't feel like they have a voice, both in the art world and within life. And, when you do street art, you've got a voice, it's just between you and whoever looks at it. Yeah. If we give young people a place to do graffiti that's kind of safe and it's kind of out so they can come and do their best work, then not only is our community going to benefit by having beautiful work, but also the young kids are going to try harder, they're going to get more experience, more exposure, more opportunities. And and then it won't get graffitied over because other artists will respect it, and so the council wins, the artists win, every person wins. So I think it's really important that we give young people and graffiti artists more opportunities to do legals. I think that's the key to the future of street art in Melbourne.